initiative in the energy efficiency space, and that is around the supply. That is around the demand side, which is also yeah. One of the key features of our energy practice is our excitement and initiative around the energy efficiency space, which is a core piece of our demand side when we look at energy investing. And one of our more exciting companies is O-Power, which is aimed at utilities and really helping utilities target consumers and how they consume energy and making it much more efficient. And that is a huge market given the utilities face significant pains and no, it's not sounding right. You're talking to John Sakota, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's closest to O-Power. So he's on the board. So whatever I say, his responses I would take because he's closer to the company.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes you just don't ever know who's going to say on the camera. You sound really good.
Okay.
So you can get the question, just say.
All right, let me just, if I just give me a 30-second.
High level on it.
Okay.
You know, energy efficiency space, it's great. This is a way that it's software that companies use, customers use it, and together they make the efficiency. I mean, I don't have exactly, but just that's the simple idea.
Yep. A key subsegment within the energy technology space that we're very excited about is the whole energy efficiency area. And that really has to do with the demand side and really being able to find ways that we can consume less energy. And within that space, a key investment of ours is O-Power, which is a software-based solution targeting utilities, where the utilities help consumers change their behavior on energy consumption. And it's really been doing very, very well, scaling nicely on very little capital. And it's a very exciting investment that we've made.
Great. Love it. Is working with preeminent technologists in each of the verticals we focus on, solar, wind, battery, etc., a primary focus for NEA?
Historically, one of NEA's key strengths is the ability to find and back key technology entrepreneurs. And that has also been the case in the energy practice. And I'd say we're very excited in the fact that if you look across our subsectors, whether it's solar, wind, fuel cells, energy storage, lighting, that we have a portfolio of probably some of the very best technology entrepreneurs to back. And the reason that's important is it starts with the technology and the ability to innovate, and then we can help these companies scale.
I like that. You basically answered this early on, but the language here is more about, positioning against others in a way. So, summary statement about NEA's global reach, scale, deep technology expertise, unmatched in the sector, and strength of our practice. So I think that's the focus you haven't gone yet.
Just tying it all together.
And giving it the unmatched in the sector and
right.
Strength of it and scale of it.
We're very excited about our energy practice, and the reason for that is it's not only the ability to find the best technologists and technologies and being able to back them, but it's also beyond that being able to scale with our companies, not just operationally, but also with capital, but also globally. And that has become a really important critical success factor. And we feel that the combination of all of these factors makes us unmatched in this sector, and that's what gets us really excited.
Let me go back to one thing that
yep.
And how excited you are to work with them.
A key area that we focused on several years ago and still focus on is energy storage. And as we were looking to back the most exciting companies and people in energy storage, we came across Saroj Sahu, who's the founder of Dia Energy. And he had a few features that we really got excited about, and that is he's a serial entrepreneur, and he's incredibly passionate about technology. And he had literally built these systems in his garage 10 years ago. And so when we met him, that passion and enthusiasm and really unmatched technological expertise got us really compelled, and that's how we really got to know Dia and subsequently made an investment in them.
It's great. Just smooth it and shorten it.
Okay.
So tell me about Saroj and Dia.
Yep. One of the key areas that we have been looking at investments and still do is energy storage, and that's how we came across DIA several years ago. And we found Saroj Sahu, who is an entrepreneur we just had to back. He was incredibly thoughtful and one of the preeminent technologists in the energy storage space. He'd been building these systems for 10 years or more. And the combination of his passion, his expertise, and the market really got us compelled. That's how we made investment in DIA.
Great. So I'm going to run through the questions that we're going to ask John Sakota. Sometimes it's great to have overlap, not just for performance, but they sometimes feed together. Okay. A lot is writing on the industry's ability to deliver on the promise of alternative energy technology. What's at stake?
I would say what's at stake in energy technology, especially for this country, is massive. We have a lot of interesting technologies, but we need to get these technologies to a state when they can function properly, but also scale. And the premium for success is massive, and the penalty for failure will be as disastrous. So it's something that is really important for the future of this country and also this industry.
That's great. Next one. What's the role of venture capital in terms of advancing American energy independence?
There's been a lot of talk about the role of venture capital in advancing energy technology. I think we play a critical role in finding these technologies, nurturing them, and investing in them. We also need to scale, help these companies scale to a level when big corporations, customers, and global corporations can really use them. And so it's not just the finding of the technologies, but company building and capital.
That was a really good answer. Can you do one when you work in energy independence?
Yes.
So what's the role of venture capital in advancing the U.S. progress towards energy independence?
I think a lot has been spoken about the role of venture capital in energy technology, particularly as it pertains to energy independence. And I think the role that venture capitalists can play and this industry can play is not only just nurturing and finding these technologies, but also investing in them and building them and helping them scale. Because that's the only way that we can get to where these markets get realized. And that's the only way we can get to really a state of energy independence. It really does begin with energy technology and alternative energies.
What's the role, what role should the U.S. play in the global shift to energy technology?
I think the role that the U.S. can play is actually a pretty critical role. And if you look at a lot of the talk around energy, one big theme that comes across is how capital intensive it is. And venture capital can do a lot, and we do a lot, but there's only so much we can do. And there's still a massive capital gap. A lot of other countries are becoming more competitive because they themselves bridge that gap. The role the U.S. government can play is things like the loan guarantee, the ARPA, other funding mechanisms to help bridge that gap.
That's great. I'm going to ask you the same question, but maybe you can start with the gap.
Okay.
That's sort of the interesting critical mass.
Right.
And we'll just break up the way you're saying things, which is cool. So, boom, I think there's a gap that needs to be bridged. In other countries, they do it this way. Here's where we can go. Here's a rule.
Okay. So the role that the U.S. government can play in energy technology is, I think, a critical one. We've all talked about the gap, the capital gap that exists in getting these companies that are technology stage into real full commercial stage. A lot of other countries are getting more competitive than us because they're able to bridge that gap with capital. I think we can also do that, but we also have the technology and the innovation to really catapult us into a preeminent position globally.
Okay. Investment alone is not enough. How can we foster innovation here at home?
Give me a second.
Yeah,
Okay. Investment alone, foster.
Investment alone is not enough. How can we foster innovation at home?
So investment alone is not enough in the energy technology space. I think we need to foster innovation really at the technology level, because that's where the innovation starts. But a lot of times, it's not just blindly funding these companies. You really have to see the best technologies, see which ones can be commercially viable, sustainable, differentiated, and at a cost-effective manner. And so that's the role that we can really help play. It's really a combination of finding the innovation, funding the innovation, and building these companies to a scale that makes them globally competitive.
Good. Thanks.